forget to leave a like and subscribe to Genealogy.
Hello there, my YouTube minions. It is I, your unfriendly neighborhood Skeletor, master of cheap B-movie terror and undisputed overlord of all Halloween mischief. And today, I Skeletor unveil a fiendishly new AI Halloween treat for you all. That's right! Prepare yourselves, minions, for today I host the diabolical Top 10 Monster Mash Party. I commanded an AI art program to combine your favorite 80s cartoon characters with classic retro horror icons. And the results? Well, the results are delightfully terrifying to say the least.
Explain how.
For example, I took a character like, say, Merman.
You'll hear something.
And combined him with a classic icon like the Toxic Avenger.
I'm not just another pretty face.
To create the Toxic Merman. A far smellier version of Merman, which is hard to do. Now, how did I rank these, you ask? Well, these top 10 monstrosities will be ranked for creativity, accuracy to both characters, and sheer terror, as any horror list should be.
Right.
Now, for those who are brave enough to survive until the very end, you shall be rewarded with a bonus assembly of monstrosities that didn't quite make the top 10 list. You'll also get to witness me, Skeletor, fused with a classic cinematic creature of horror as well.
Quiet, you drunk.
Anyway, enough of all this expository blathering. Grab your torches and pitchforks, my friends, and join me as we explore the realm of AI horror and cartoon mashups. Alright, now to start this list, I wouldn't want to frighten you all off this early in the video, so I figured let's start off with something a little more subdued. You know, kind of a horror, kind of a comedy, definitely a classic though. And that is with my number 10 horror 80s cartoon mashup on the list, Snarf from the Thundercats.
I don't want to do this.
And Gizmo from the Gremlins.
It's fun to care for Gizmo, imagine he's your pet. It's fun to care for Gizmo, and never getting wet.
I just call him Gizmo. He seems to like it.
Now nothing frightens me or annoys me, Skeletor, more than Tootsie Poo rodents. And Gizmo's obnoxious, harmonious caterwauling is enough to drive me to drink. So naturally I paired him with the most similarly irritating 80s cartoon furry character I could think of, and that of course was Snarf! So this was the AI's first attempt at mashing up Gizmo and that obnoxious fool Snarf.
Oh, no!
And no surprise, of course, it wasn't a good one. I mean, look at this thing. This looks less like Snarf was mixed with Gizmo and more like he was mixed with Steve Buscemi.
I don't like him. What is it?
You know, I said put him in a box, they put him in a suitcase, don't know why, or a briefcase.
It's a disaster.
This character looks less frightening and more bored, you know? I was sleeping in this suitcase, why'd you wake me? I mean, you can see the Snarf elements here. Unfortunately, you can see the Steve Buscemi ones as well.
I thought we were watching Scooby-Doo.
I wasn't trying to go for a Snarf and Steve Buscemi mashup, so definitely the first one was a failure.
I liked it.
But, you know, eventually the AI did get it right with this last image here, which I call Snarfimo. Now, you can definitely see that this looks like a combination of Snarf and Gizmo.
I don't believe this.
Although because I Skeletor had a hand in the prompt, I made it way less cute and far more terrifying. You know, this is supposed to be a terrifying list after all. How did I make it terrifying?
Who cares?
Well, this Snarf meets Mogwai mashup here is eating something.
What are those?
For those who are familiar with the Thundercats cartoon, you've already figured it out, haven't you? What he's eating, right? I don't have to tell you, but for those who don't know, the clue is right here on the edge of the image. There's a suspicious eye-looking sword through the head of a mechanical bear.
Oh, I don't
And so, what is Snarf eating? Well, he's eating something he ought not be eating.
Don't chew that. Don't chew.
Fat, juicy stems.
And that is, of course, a burble. The fuzzy, obnoxious robo-bears that were pretty meek and always needed the help of the Thundercats just to survive, you know? I guess Snarfimo got frustrated with their inability to defend themselves and said, you know what? I'm going to eat you.
No, Snarf.
But there's an added element to this. Not only is he eating a burble, but look at the clock. That's right. It's 12:05. Those who know gremlins know that if you eat at 12:05, something bad's about to happen.
No matter how much they beg, never let them eat after midnight.
Anyway, there you have my number 10 monster mashup, Snarfimo.
Who gets the blame? Poor old Snarf.
All right, now for the number 9 cartoon monster mashup on my list, and that is The Bride of Frankenstein.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
Mashed with Evil-Lyn. Now, I know a lot of you are asking, why, Skeletor? Why this mashup? Well, first of all, it's in the Minion contract that Evil-Lyn must appear in every single one of my top 10 lists. Not my choice, mind you, but rules are rules.
Not exactly.
And since by contract I had to have Evil-Lyn in it, I didn't want it to be too on the nose, you know, and make her a witch. Everyone already knows she's a witch, amongst other things I can call her. So that would be no fun, you know? On top of that, there aren't too many classic female movie monsters to choose from. But there was also another reason for why I made her the Bride of Frankenstein, and that was simply to get Evil-Lyn hitched.
That's what worries me.
That way, I don't have to deal with all her unhinged needs and freakish mood swings. Let that square-headed, mangled fool Frankenstein deal with all that.
Bogus.
Now, just like Snarfimo, my first attempt at Evil-Lyn as Bride of Frankenstein didn't quite go as planned. As you can tell with this first image here. I don't even have words for what's going on in this image, you know?
What have you done?
For one thing, I said put her in a dark, dungeon-like laboratory, and they put her in some, I don't know, psychiatric ward, I guess? Not exactly the vibe I was going for, but when you take a look at the rest of this image, it kind of starts to make sense, though, right? Her face kind of looks like she's taking some form of medication. Her hair's all disheveled.
It's hideous.
But that's not the worst part, as we can go way down here to what she's got in her hand, and I don't know what to say about this. What are you doing, Evil-Lyn?
Oh, I thought you meant...
I guess this psychiatric ward doesn't have bathrooms, so she decided to, I don't know, urinate in a balloon? I don't know.
It won't happen again.
Not very becoming of a bride, Evil-Lyn. Now you know why I gave it to Frankenstein.
Bogus.
All right.
So, needless to say, not an accurate depiction of Bride of Frankenstein. Or Evil-Lyn.
No!
But eventually, I think we did do a pretty decent job. As you can tell with this last image here, I call the Evil Bride of Frankenstein. You know, now we're talking. She's definitely got the right hairdo here. She got like that classic Bride of Frankenstein updo with the white streaks down the side. She's got a far more intense look to her, which, for all of Evil-Lyn's flaws, intensity is not one of them.
Why, thank you.
She's got a pretty sexy outfit, not gonna deny I had a hand in that. But you can see, obviously, she's in a laboratory, far more reminiscent of Dr. Frankenstein's lab. She's chained up because we never know what could happen once she gets revived. You know, all the classic Frankenstein tropes are in this image. Her outfit, she's got that white gown sort of on her loosely, you know, because Evil-Lyn wearing white just wouldn't be right.
You'll pay for that.
You know that, Evil-Lyn. Don't even try to deny it.
You talk too much.
So there you have it. My number 9, The Evil Bride of Frankenstein.
She hates me.
Bogus.
Which of course brings me to the number 8 80s monster mashup AI creation, and that is Beastman.
Pit He-Man against Beastman, playing for the power of Castle Grayskull.
Beastman's escaping.
The throne, Dad.
Mashed with King Kong.
Kong!
The eighth wonder of the world!
Now, like Evil-Lyn, I know the obvious choice would have been to make Beastman the Wolfman, but much like Evil-Lyn being a witch, Beastman being the Wolfman is too obvious and boring, you know?
Uh-oh.
Besides, Beastman may beg like a dog, but anyone with a nose, or a nasal cavity knows he smells more like a great ape.
Someday I'll show you.
So naturally, the perfect movie monster mashup for him would be King Kong. Now, one of the AI's first mashed up images was not too bad. I mean, looking wise, if you look at this image here, he's big like King Kong, check. Looks a lot more apish than he probably normally would, which is okay because he's a mashup with an ape, so that's fine.
Come on, you beasts!
And the color scheme, white face, blue eyes, orange fur, red, leathery armor, you know, very Beastman-like.
But you don't impress me.
So that kind of checks all the boxes here, but I think we all understand why this wasn't considered the good image, right? You even have Tila here screaming in terror. A little cross-eyed, but, you know, who can blame her? If I saw a giant ape-like Beastman laying back on top of the roof of a skyscraper, beasts playing like this, I'd be screaming in terror as well.
You overgrown chimp!
And a little cross-eyed.
Disgusting is more like it.
I don't know, Beastman. I know you're bigger now and you're probably more well-endowed than you normally are, but show a little humility, you giant baboon.
I think I'm catching cold.
Close those legs. No one wants to see that.
I'll get right on it.
But anyway, eventually, the AI got it right with this next image here. I dubbed this King Beastman.
You're not spoiling my victory.
Very similar to the other image, but I would say a lot better. Half ape, half Beastman. This time climbing a skyscraper, not splaying on one.
Take it easy.
That's already a big improvement. His armor looks very Beastman-esque. His blue loincloth covering all of his shame this time.
Sorry.
And because of that, Tila here isn't screaming in terror as she was in the last image.
Control yourself.
So, I'd say all in all, pretty darn good. I just hope Beastman doesn't remain this size, you know? He's already a handful to deal with at his regular size. Imagine if he was this big.
You will be in big trouble.
No, thank you. That thought alone is enough to terrify me and make
Oh, no.
King Beastman
It wasn't the
worthy of
airplane.
being number 8 on my
Beauty
top 10
killed the
mashup
beast.
list.
If I ever see his ugly face again.
All right, now on to the number 7 80s monster mashup on my list, and that is the combination of Krang from the Ninja Turtles
Krang, the master brain from Dimension X!
combined with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. Oh, who you gonna call? Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Let's show this pile of dessert who's boss.
Now, Krang from the Ninja Turtles has always been a horrifyingly squishy little movie monster, you know?
Where is your proof?
I mean, what's more terrifying than a talking brain with a monstrous face floating around in a half-naked, perverted robo-exosuit, plotting galactic domination? You know, that alone is terrifying.
Lies, lies, lies!
So naturally, I had to combine him with another squishy evil monster, hell-bent on world destruction, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
Nice thinking.
Now, I thought this was going to be an easy one for AI to figure out, but boy, was I wrong. As you can tell by this first attempt here, I don't even know what this is supposed to be.
This looks extraordinarily bad.
I said a marshmallow man. You know, he kind of looks like a marshmallow, right?
No!
Although I don't know why they gave him so many indentations and craters all over his face. Maybe he was a marshmallow man when he was a teenager, had a lot of acne.
Not necessarily.
Or had really bad case of the chicken pox, you know? He ended up with all these craters. But he's not as smooth as I would want him to be.
Oh no. Mother puss bucket.
So there's that, and then there's the other things. I said put a brain monster in the stomach area, and AI does what AI likes to do, and that is whatever the hell it wants. Yeah. It's almost like the AI was making fun of me, you know? What? You said put a brain monster in his stomach? How about I put brains on his breasts and top of his head? How about that?
Is this some sort of joke?
You will do as you are told.
I'm getting really tired of these disobedient AI art platforms, you know?
I see you need a lesson in obedience.
I really don't think they're ready to conquer the world. They can't even conquer the English language yet. I said stomach, not make brain breasts and a brain hat, you fool.
Speaking of areolas, you have got some grade A schlobes. Oh!
But to my surprise, eventually it did get it right. As you can tell, the next one here, which I call the Stay Puft Marshmallow Krang.
Splendid!
And as you can see, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, for the most part, looks pretty accurate. He's now marching with purpose down New York. So that's cool.
This Mr. Stay Puft is okay. He's a sailor. He's in New York. We get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble.
Oysters make you horny.
You know, most of this is right. He's got that Krang-esque antenna on the top of his head. A Stay Puft outfit. I gave him the red shoes and gloves because that's what Krang's exosuit wears.
Perhaps I have underestimated your evil ability.
The glasses were all wrong. I described the glasses as they were supposed to be, you know, kind of a cyber techno punk glasses, and they gave him regular Oakleys, I guess, whatever.
I hope you fail again.
The most important part for me was that they put Krang on the belly where he's supposed to be. So I'll call that a win every day.
Splendid.
And come on, tell me there's nothing more terrifying than a giant brain in the stomach of a giant marshmallow man marching down New York with cool Oakleys on. That's extremely terrifying. And definitely worthy of being number 7 monster mashup on my list.
I'm terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought.
Now for the number 6 monster mashup on my list, and no 80s character list could be complete without Mumm-Ra.
Thundercats, Mumm-Ra and Lion-O with light-up eyes.
I'm Mumm-Ra, want the sword of Gundera. Sword is mine, Lion-O!
And the zombies from Return of the Living Dead.
Something strange is going on. The Return of the Living Dead.
Now, my decision to mash up Mumm-Ra, a loudmouth, dramatic, undead mummy, with a horde of equally loudmouth zombies from the 1980s classic Return of the Living Dead, or as Mumm-Ra himself would insist, Return of the Ever-Living Dead, was obvious to me. I mean, on one hand, you've got a pack of zombies desperately searching for brains. And on the other, an ever-living zombie like Mummy, desperately searching for anyone in his pack who has brains.
I will twist off your head.
Now, I gotta say, this one wasn't too hard to figure out. I mean, the character looked kind of right, as you can tell with my first image here.
No!
You know, I was going for a classic, tall, muscular Mumm-Ra look. But instead of that red helmet he wears, I thought, give him the mohawk from the mummies from Return of the Living Dead. So that's why I did this.
Your puny efforts are futile.
He's got the biker jackets also from the gang members of that movie.
What did you do? What's wrong with him?
While still keeping his blue form, Egyptian style, you know, shorts and sandals, right? Very Mumm-Ra-esque.
Exactly.
I tried to get the AI to write Return of the Ever-Living Dead here, as you can tell. The AI's penmanship is horrible.
You may have got the better of these robots.
But most of this was okay, except for one obvious thing. For some reason, they decided to put this ever-living mummy/zombie sitting on some kind of invisible toilet seat.
How can it be?
Like, what? I said nothing about having him sitting on an invisible toilet, taking an ever-living number 2. You know?
What? How?
Do zombies make number 2s? I don't know. I mean, they eat brains.
Brains!
So they must have a digestive system. Or maybe being ever-living, their bones are just so rigid and stiff, they don't really have to sit on any chair.
Nonsense!
You know, the rigor mortis is just so strong that the minute they just pose themselves, they can take a number 2 anywhere. Which kind of comes in handy.
But that's impossible.
But eventually the AI did get it mostly right here with this next image, as you can tell. The ever-living zombie Mumm-Ra here looks a lot better. A lot more menacing, that's for sure.
So kind of you.
Especially since he's not popping a rigor mortis squat. So that's already an improvement. But the whole image is pretty badass. You've got him in a terrifyingly maniacal pose here. He just looks like he's ever looking for brains, you know? His shorts aren't quite as Egyptian as the other shorts look, but with AI images, it's always a give and take.
There is nothing you can do.
I will say the penmanship in this image is a whole lot better. You can actually legibly read Return of the Ever-Living Dead, so that's a good thing.
Good.
Everything else looks pretty badass, and gotta say, terrifying. Which is why the Return of the Ever-Living Dead Mumm-Ra is number 6 on my matchup list. Alright, on to the number 5 80s monster mashup on my list, and this one might surprise a few of you, and that is the Smurfs.
It's happening, Asriel.
Wicked wizards with evil spells. Make for exciting adventure with the Smurfs.
And Michael Myers from Halloween.
Halloween.
The night he came home.
Now, admittedly, the idea of merging a Smurf with Michael Myers may sound ridiculous, because it is.
Really?
But think about it. The Smurfs live in an eerily perfect little village, deep and alone in the woods. Everyone's smiling and singing all the time. Not to mention, it's a whole village of nothing but male Smurfs and only one Smurfette.
Smurfs will be Smurfs.
I mean, you can't ask for a better setup for a horror movie than that.
Papa, Brainy, chronic masturbator Smurf was just found with his wang chopped off and stuffed up his Smurf hole.
But we still don't have any suspects.
But who could be the killer, I wonder? Could it be Hefty Smurf, finally losing it in a roid-induced rage?
Sure, and I'm Smurfette.
Or possibly Grouchy Smurf, taking revenge on everything he hates. And he hates pretty much everything.
I hate little jokes.
Or maybe it's Brainy Smurf, after being thrown on his head for the 1,000th time.
We can't go on.
Finally snapping and donning the Michael Myers mask to become the first slasher Smurf.
What the is wrong with you?
Who knows? But with this first image, we can all take a guess.
I sense great evil.
Now, the first image I found to be more hilarious than frightening, to be honest. A Michael Myers-inspired Smurf was always going to be a ridiculous concept.
Shall we shag now or shall we shag later? Oh, behave.
But this one, well, I think got it mostly right. You know, the only problem with this image was, for me, he definitely doesn't look menacing enough to be Mike Myers.
Right you are.
Stop that. Stop it.
He looks more like a defeated Mike Myers, you know? Like he got to the wrong house, saw that this was the girl he was supposed to slash, and said, maybe not today. You know, I think I'll go somewhere else first.
Get lost, you little worm.
Other than that, I'd say this is not a bad look.
I hate to say it.
But I like my slashers to be more menacing than this.
Just talk. Sure.
So I got this one, which has mostly the same elements as the other one, except for this one, he's got those demonic, dead-looking eyes.
What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Right? Kind of looks more traumatized than she does, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, but you can definitely see how this Smurf looks crazy enough, you know, to become Michael Myers.
Great monster, really numero Smurfo. I hate monsters.
And you got the Smurfette here. Looks kind of intimidated, right?
Oh, this is getting serious.
This seems more like a scene from Halloween, right? Smurfoween, I guess you'd call it.
I hate poets.
You know, he's got the knife here, blue overalls, and definitely the Mike Myers-inspired mask.
You're the killer.
So, while still hilarious, I'd still say this image was frightening enough and definitely accurate enough to be the number 5 monster mashup on my list.
Oh, Smurfette! No!
Alright, now on to the number 4 80s monster mashup on the list is Cobra Commander.
It's Cobra Commander! Commander! He's stealing our missiles! You gotta get up early to catch Cobra!
Matched with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
I mean, I do think it's safe to say that no retro horror list is complete without Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a masked, unhinged lunatic with an appetite for destruction and chaos, and honestly, no 80s cartoon character fits that bill more than Cobra Commander.
What have I done to merit such heinous disrespect?
He may not have a roaring, head-pounding chainsaw forever buzzing, but his constant, maniacal shrieking as he barks imbecilic orders is enough to give any chainsaw-wielding psychopath a run for its money, you know?
This is insane!
And actually, when you see the image, it actually kind of makes sense, as you can tell with the first one here. I mean, I don't know. I just love this image. At first, you can't see it, right? Your brain can't process it. You're like, Leatherface wears a leather mask. Cobra Commander has a helmet, but he also wears a hooded mask as well.
Let me show you.
And when you told AI to combine the two, they did a pretty admirable job, I'd say. Oh, yeah, look at this character. How terrifying is this?
Oh, he's weird looking. No.
Can you imagine walking into this old creepy house and seeing this character standing outside, wielding a chainsaw?
That is disgusting!
Hell, even I would run away in terror at the sight of this.
Mutant pack rat.
It was a toss-up for me which one was the best. I mean, this one was really good. You know, it has all the elements here. It's got the chainsaw, though he's kind of got it resting on his shoulder. That's gotta be painful. The Cobra symbol on the forehead, yeah, not the best.
Incompetence!
But I really do like the look of the mask. It's very horrifying. He's got the stitches here. The apron looks a little too clean, though, to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
We are touchy tonight.
Or maybe he's in between murders. I don't know.
It's no good.
This looks pretty good and pretty terrifying, but I don't know. I still think it's still missing things, you know?
Don't mean you have to like it.
This next image, for me, I liked a whole lot more. Number one, the outfit looks a lot closer to Cobra Commander than the other one.
Beautiful.
The other one was more like Leatherface. This one looks more like Cobra Commander. So I guess it's what you prefer in the end. I preferred this one, but I understand if you prefer the other one, because they were both pretty good.
You have a way with words.
This time he's holding the chainsaw more menacingly. The other one is just sort of got it resting on his shoulder.
I like that.
The hair sticking out of his head was kind of funny. And also terrifying, because it looks like he tried to comb it. So kind of shows he doesn't care about his appearance, but kind of does too. Who knows?
Your sarcasm is irritating.
Hood is very Cobra Commander-esque, although you've got a lot of rips and tears and sort of stitches on it, so it makes it a little more menacing. But the reason I like this one a little more too is the apron looks used.
The son of a bitch is gonna smell just like the slaughterhouse.
This one looks like this Texas Chainsaw Cobra Commander isn't just chopping trees, you know?
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day.
He's dismembering things. Way more terrifying. Which is why I particularly chose this one as the best image here, and definitely worthy to be number 4 on my list. Alright, on to my number 3, and that is Hordak.
Hordak and the Evil Horde are out to get He-Man and Skeletor. Hordak and the Evil Horde.
Combined with Dracula.
This is Dracula. The man who lived after death, lived on human blood, and lured innocent girls to a fate truly worse than death.
I am Dracula. I bid you welcome.
Now, admittedly, Hordak plus Dracula is an obvious fit. But I decided not to make Hordak the suave, good-looking Bram Stoker's version of Dracula. Oh no. That snorting fool couldn't seduce a woman if he were the last evil overlord left on Etheria, you know? No. He's much more like that hideously monstrous Nosferatu version of Dracula. Pale, creepy, allergic to both sunlight and hygiene. Way closer to Hordak than the Bela Lugosi style, right?
You know, Skeletor, your evil is almost a match for my own.
Now this one, much like the Cobra Commander image, got it pretty bang on off the hop. And I had a lot of really good ones to pick from. As you can tell with this first image.
Wonderful! Very good work!
I mean, it's not perfect, but it's got all the elements of both characters that you'd want to see. It's got that Nosferatu bat-looking face.
I don't know, you know it, maybe.
Which Hordak kind of already has.
Perhaps.
He's got the Count Dracula cape, very vampire-esque, with the 70s style collars, you know. He's going to go to the discotheque after biting some necks.
Very impressed.
But his outfit is pretty dead on for the Horde, I'd say. Grey and black with a bat on his chest.
Excellent.
At night behind Castle Dracula. Really spooky and haunting image.
So incredible.
For me, really the only problem I had with this image was his face. I mean, looks more like Nosferatu in that there's actual flesh on his skin. Whereas we all know Hordak, much like myself, has a bony face.
You have failed!
Which is displayed a lot better in this next image here. I kind of like this image better. Like the Cobra Commander, I understand if you like the other one more. But I like this one more because his face looks a lot more horrifying without the skin.
A thing of beauty.
I also like the red cape more than the black one in this one. But again, it's a preference.
I'm leaning towards yes. Then you're saying yes? No.
The other image, Hordak's arms were grey, kind of like they were on the toy. I like the way he looks better in the cartoon, which is the blue look. I'm more into blue. La-da-dee-la-dee-die.
Foolishly misguided.
I added a victim for him here. Admittedly, I tried to make a sexier version of Shadow Weaver, you know?
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, who else would let that fool Hordak bite their necks? Catra would.
Stop cooking, you fool!
You know, the only one I could think of would be Shadow Weaver, which is why I decided to make a sexier version of Shadow Weaver.
Shall we do it now?
I can hardly wait, Shadow Weaver.
Anyway, there you have it. This is my favorite Hordacula, whom I think is worthy enough, scary enough, and accurate enough to be number 3 on my list.
What's he done to you, dear? Tell me.
Right now for the number 2 monster mashup on my list, and that is Shredder.
The Shredder, sworn enemy of the Turtles.
It feels so good to be so bad.
Combined with Freddy Krueger.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next. Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean, think about it. When it comes to metal-clawed maniacs, Shredder and Freddy Krueger make the ultimate combo. Both are evil villains with dark, raspy voices.
I like the sound of that.
Oh, you better speak up.
And both need to be extra careful not to cut themselves while wiping after a hearty number 2, you know?
No pain, no gain.
My problem is more urgent.
I mean, for them, going to the washroom is a nightmare.
No, not that.
For me, that's a perfect combo. Now again, this was another one where the AI got it mostly right off the hop. As you can see with this image here.
Oh, excellent.
I mean, look at how cool this one looks, you know? He embodies both characters quite well. He's got a silver helmet look like Shredder, but in the style of the fedora that Freddy Krueger has. The purple cape, very Shredder. Spiky body armor, again, like Shredder. Belts like Shredder. You can see the Shredder elements definitely here. Mask as well.
A simple challenge.
This, bitch.
We'll see about that.
But with the Freddy Krueger style sweater and pants.
Great to be back in business.
But what I really liked about this image was the spooky factor here. You got the fog in the old decrepitly abandoned building, and lying on the ground is of course Splinter.
This is most strange.
Either sleeping or writhing in pain. I don't know.
Welcome to my world.
But the reason why I didn't make this my favorite one was that the sweater wasn't exactly accurate enough for me, you know?
You fool! The label clearly says permanent press!
It does look a bit like Freddy Krueger's sweater, but the stripes are just not right.
Always a disappointment.
And I'm a bit of a stickler for that sort of thing, which is why I made this one here my number 1. Not as spooky as the other one, I will admit, but I do like his epic-looking Freddy Krueger menacing pose with a clawed glove sticking out.
Well, it ain't Dr. Seuss.
I love the way the cape drapes down, so very cinematic and cool looking.
Nice.
The sweater looks way more accurate in this.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of the belt, but it's not a deal breaker for me. And I also didn't like the fact that the AI messed up the fingers here, but AI always messes up fingers, so what are you gonna do?
Clumsy fool! You also ruined my shine.
Just something you gotta live with AI. But everything else looked pretty badass for Shredder Krueger.
Excellent. You've done your job well.
It is kind of missing the horror element, which is Splinter writhing in pain in the background.
Kids today, huh? No respect.
Try again.
But everything about this image is extremely terrifying and accurate, and very much worth of being the number 2 monster mashup on my list. Alright, now before we get to my number 1 monstrous mashup, I would be remiss if I didn't share a few other honorable mentions that didn't quite make the final cut, but were still twisted, terrifying, and absurd enough to be recognized in this video. So, as usual, enjoy. Alright, now with that aside, on to the number 1 80s cartoon and classic horror monster mashup, and that is, of course, He-Man.
He-Man. Who's the big guy with the muscles?
He's He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Now I have the power.
Combined with Chucky from Child's Play.
A good guy. Hi, I'm Chucky. Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
He came alive in my hand. Why won't you believe me?
And there's nothing innocent about Child's Play.
Now I'll admit it, He-Man being Chucky makes absolutely no sense.
How original.
None. Zero. I combined these two for one reason and one reason alone. I wanted to see which horror character could make He-Man look utterly ridiculous, and the answer was obviously Chucky from Child's Play.
Well, thanks.
I know.
No one puts that muscle-bound fool in his place quite like a psychotic little toy doll, wielding a sharp blade, and rocking an outfit that literally says good guy on it, you know?
That was a big mistake, Skeletor.
That being said, though, while I only combined these fools out of spite, I have to admit, he actually did make for a terrifying, absurd, yet perfect combo. As you can tell with this first image here. I mean, look at this thing. I've never seen He-Man look quite as adorable.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, he does have an evilly menacing-looking face, but tell me you don't want to pinch those cheeks.
I wouldn't want to make a habit of that.
It does kind of embody both characters here. The face and hair, definitely He-Man. He looks like a toy. Check one for Chucky. Although he looks like a roided up version of Chucky.
I'm new and improved.
So, another He-Man attribute there. He's got the good guy outfit here with more of a He-Man-like belt. And his blade is a little longer, kind of sword-esque. So, I would say it's a pretty good mashup here.
Pretty good, huh?
You gotta be kidding me.
He's got the lightning striking outside, so he's definitely summoning the power of Grayskull.
So I did.
I think it leans too much towards Chucky with the outfit here.
You're a drag, you know that?
I'd like to see it look a little more He-Man-esque, because the whole point for me was to make He-Man look ridiculous, which is why I chose this one here, which looks way more like He-Man.
Ugly doll.
And makes He-Man look way more ridiculous. I dubbed this one He Play, not a good guy.
Get rid of it.
Face, definitely He-Man. Muscle roided up body, He-Man. The sword here looks more like He-Man's sword.
Do you know what you've done?
He still has Chucky's good guy overalls, you know? So he does look like Chucky, and he's small and looks like a doll. Again, like Chucky.
What do you think?
Oh, this is terrible.
But he's got He-Man's furry undies and furry booties. I call them booties, not boots. Boots are for men. Booties are for little dolls.
He's still a little baby at heart.
He looks a lot more menacing in this as well. And because it looks more like He-Man, it's another reason why I made this number one on my list. No one terrifies me more than He-Man. Boo!
Now what?
You know, one of my minions gave me this doll as a gift. I would never let it enter Snake Mountain, you know? Get this thing out of here. I don't want to look at this all day.
No, it can't be.
But anyway, there you have it. He Play, not a good guy. My number one most terrifying 80s cartoon character and horror movie character mashup.
Wanna play?
Well, the danger's over.
Well, there you have it. My top 10 monstrous mashups. Now, as I promised, here are some additional AI horror mashup mishaps and disasters that were too ridiculous for the top 10, including a fiendish peek at me, Skeletor, fused with an 80s horror classic abomination. Enjoy. Turn the spotlight on to you, my loyal YouTube minions. What did you think of these 80s horror mashups? Did they send terrifying shivers down your spine?
Guess again, Skeletor.
And also tell me, which characters would you have liked to have seen on this list? Drop your wicked suggestions in the comments below.
Bring me more.
Now, as always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that infernal notification bell so you don't miss any evil moment. Or else I'll have my evil mad scientist, Modulok, merge you into some monstrous abomination.
Believe me, you won't like it.
Until next time.